What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is none other than X on the Beach After Show. You are in the right place. Let me tell you what's going on. Alicia shows up, turns the house upside down. Tor'i does faithful body shots, and Corey snitches on his boy. It's going down right now. Let's get it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yay. Get it, Chelsko. Get it, Chelsko. Hey.
White girl dance.
Yeah. This is it. And so you have to do the white girl dance to this music. That's what you have to do.
Exactly.
It's
like
that's what
white girl to a white girl.
Boom! You heard it here first. Exclusive clue. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's your boy Lem Gonsalves here, and we have a great show. Next to me is the incomparable, the amazing, the lovely future baby mom. I'm just joking. Melody Rose.
See, I was gonna say I always love your intros, but not today.
Why? Because
You try to play me. Let's move on. Let's move on.
I wasn't really trying to play
It's
you.
okay.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest host in the building.
Yay.
I'm super excited. We had him like 8 times.
I stay here.
Last
Really a
season.
favorite.
I think he had a room in the back. He was here so much. But ladies and gentlemen, he's here as our guest host to break down the episode. Tyler is with us from AYTO Season 7.
Thank you for coming.
Well, what's up, guys? It's Mr. AKA Taller Than Your Boyfriend. I'm here, and I love this show. You guys are so real.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We are.
Yes. So real. It's guest time. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest, because you know we have to have multiple. Our first guest here is you actually hearing her music. This is her music, and you should go and check it out and do the white girl dance with her. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsko is with us.
Woo! Hey,
Yeah.
girl.
She is one of the exes on X on the Beach, and I'm excited to talk to her because she had competition this episode. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. He lifted some weights right before he walked in the door. Ladies and gentlemen, Tor'i is with us. Yeah. Yeah, man. That $1 million smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned upside down this week.
It did. I went wild.
Yeah, you did. I didn't even know your voice could get that high. Like,
I don't think I've really heard his voice.
yeah,
until
I'm
today.
telling you, he opened up. So let's get into it. What do we think about this episode?
I thought it was really. Finally, they're so messy, and I'm
Yes.
so. Thank you, God, for giving us Alicia. Thank you.
I have a question. Because I know Alicia was making waves in the house before she got there. Were you guys excited for her to come? Just a little bit in the back again.
Yeah.
Were you guys a little excited? Because I know it gets boring in the house.
I mean, I was. I wanted to see who this Alicia chick was. I had no idea who she was before coming on the show. Everybody was talking about her, and there was a lot of drama surrounding her name.
I was stoked, man. I was like, get the drama off me now, please.
Yeah.
Like, so done. Just so done. I was like, you know, the airtime is nice and all, but can I breathe for a second?
Right.
So, knowing she was coming in hot, I was like, we're golden. We're good. Let's do this, please.
And it was interesting how she came in because, of course,
Oh
we
my
saw
gosh,
everyone else
yes.
wash above the shore, right, in a fishnet.
MTV had to
getting
play everybody.
Exactly. And then she's waiting for Corey and Taylor in the Hall of Secrets. I know it's not called that. I'm going to get it wrong every time. I'm going to call it something different every single show. The Shack of Secrets. And I loved, like, Corey's reaction because he's just like, oh my God, oh my God,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then like Taylor's like, nah, what's going on?
I mean, did they really think that they were gonna have a bed and some roses? Really? You guys don't watch MTV?
I thought they were. I mean, I was naive, I guess. I didn't know.
Everybody was saying that though.
I'd never in a million years would think it's MTV. They don't want you guys to get along. Like, what?
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
No, that was crazy. She was there waiting, and not only was she waiting, but she was already turned up. Turned up, and then they had that amazing iPad device that immediately showed her that they were both making out.
Yes, I love that they get to show the dirt. Like, here you go,
So
girls. in your
messy.
face.
The tablet of terror.
There you
Tablet
go.
of terror.
In the Hall of Secrets. What is it? Shack of Secrets.
Secrets.
Let me get it right. Let me get it right.
Never
In the Shack
disappoint.
of Secrets. So, Tyler, you asked the question. So regarding Alicia, being there, and based on someone's phone is going off. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Can you? Yeah. Come on now.
Come on,
Get
there's
it
no
together.
phone.
Get
No,
Chelsko.
I don't have another phone in here.
Is it Chris Ferris calling you?
Oh, he's watching live.
I had another phone I didn't know about. There's two in
Oh,
there.
she's got two phones. Two phones. Isn't that a song?
I'm sorry about that.
Two
I didn't mean-
phones,
I didn't
Chelsko.
mean
Whatever.
to.
You planned that. Call me on my second phone. Her boyfriend's out like in the back somewhere. Yeah, right. Whatever. Going back to Tyler, were you surprised to see Alicia there? Because you asked about her. Were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised because they talked about it in the first episode, but I really didn't know how she was gonna be because she's walking in the house. She doesn't know what's going on. She thought she was going back to her boo, but no, that wasn't the case. I felt bad. She looked very distraught the entire episode. I don't know how she did that. I don't know how long she stayed in the house because we don't know yet, but
Right.
I don't know how she lived through that house.
I felt, and we've seen Alicia a few adaptations, right? She's been on. We've seen her, of course, on Are You the One?
Yeah.
We've seen her on. She was on Second Chances, I
Yep.
believe. So we've seen her quite a bit, and then she was on The Challenge.
been
So
everywhere.
she's making her rounds, and so she does come off kind of as she might not have been on Second Chances, but anyway, we've seen her on TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's making her rounds through MTV, and so in this particular time, I will say because she does come off like very strong and aggressive, and you know how she is, but she seemed very. I did feel bad for her. I legit
I did
felt
too.
bad because I was like, she was, Tor'i, and you can even attest to this. You didn't know
I had no
what's
clue who
going
she
on,
was.
right?
Everyone was talking shit about her.
Right.
Yeah.
So
If I walked into a hostile situation like that and everyone was talking about me,
Exactly.
I wouldn't know how to act.
Was Angela the only one going around? Was she the originator of the shit talking?
She was actually.
Ooh,
She
okay.
talked a lot of shit, and she told everyone in the house once she comes, she has to leave. And
But I feel like it was everyone. Like everyone was talking bad about her. Anyone who knew her had a bad story. Like I even bought into it, and then when I met the girl, I was like, "Oh, you're chill."
I mean, Corey said
It's
good
like-
things about her, so it wasn't everybody wasn't against her. Faith and Jasmine weren't against her. It was really like Angela underhanding everything and telling everyone that she had to go once she got in. I mean,
Because
that's what
she
I
would
heard.
be a threat. Like what? I mean,
I don't know. I could never figure that out, and that always like frustrated me with Angela in our situation. If you're done with your ex, why are you still fighting over him with another girl? You know, that was in the past. Put that behind you. Move forward. And she couldn't do that, obviously.
well, speaking of that, because we did bring this up in our news and gossip segment
We
last
absolutely
week,
did.
where Angela had beef with her because of Derek. And they even mentioned it on the show that Angela and Derek were an item for a while, and while they were an item, supposedly Derek had hooked up with Alicia or something of that nature. So Angela had beef with her because of Derek. And Derek's in the house, and then Angela's in the house. Angela and you are getting along just Jim Dandy.
We get to know each other.
Until you start getting down with the faithness.
Oh God.
But on speaking of that, though, there was already beef there, and so it would make sense for Angela to kind of stir up the house and be like, "Yo, y'all need to get this girl out of here," because of her own personal feelings against her.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, I understand that, but honestly, Alicia didn't do anything wrong to her. I mean, when Derek and Angela were together, Alicia and Derek weren't hooking up. I mean, at least from what I know. It was a situation that happened before they were together, and then Angela felt some type of way about that. And, I mean, she needs to move past that.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look at all.
No.
All
No.
I know is Angela is about that life.
She is.
Every single day. I mean, Are You the One? That's where I came from. I know the girls were about that life. Like, not to call it any names, Uche, Zoe.
Oh my God.
Bringing up old stuff.
But nobody, everyone would talk shit about each other. Nobody would fight. Angela's throwing them hands
Yeah.
every single day.
Because she's BGC. So.
She is that Bad Girls Club.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
It is entertaining. You know what else is entertaining is our lovely person that owns this network, Maria Menounos, has a podcast that you really should check out. And if you want to have fun and you want to learn and grow in all areas of your life, because you do, we all do, right? Conversations with Maria Menounos podcast edition is hosted by our AfterBuzz founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. From health to wellness to career, relationships, finances. I can't read right now, and more. Because everybody, it's all the, I'm telling you. Let Maria be the big sister that you always wanted. So if you want to check this out, go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. And also, speaking of iTunes, great segue, you can check out Chelsko's new single, which she said is better than the song that we played, and it's called what? Masterpiece.
Music video coming soon.
Music video coming soon.
Okay.
So yeah, you can check that out. You can listen to that, and then you can go to Maria Menounos' podcast and then check that out as well. Speaking of Chelsko, you also had some drama this episode because you had competition.
Yes, girl.
Britney Spears showed up, and Rec Shop. Her name is Haley. I think she looks like Britney Spears. I'm just saying.
She was cute. She was cute.
She was cute. She was cute. So, how are you feeling before Haley shows up? How are you feeling about your ex, Chris?
The bit that they cut out.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about
Was
it.
the whole fact that the entire time that I've been there, I'm just trying to chill. I'm just like, look, I'm not gonna be your friend. This is nothing. So let's leave it like it is. Make the past in the past. Move on. I'm making friends with everyone in the house. I'm like, just stay out of my business. I still have cared for him. I was hurt by him. Found out the day before I got on the show that he's taking my car and hooking up with some girl in my car while I'm at work.
Oh.
So I walked in I'm very mad at you right now. Please just I walked in so upset, and I'm just like, I walked into literally a fire pit. I literally walked into the lion's den because they all were on his side already, and I was like, I'm not here to be friends. I'm not friends with this guy. I have done everything I can to salvage this relationship or friendship, whatever it was. We had a whole band together. We were we did everything together. He lived with me. We did everything together. We were inseparable. Wow. And then when I find out that the moment I fucking go to work to make money for us, he's slamming some girl in the back of the library in my car. Come on, man. No. Put me down one more time in my mama sweater, please. God.
Quick side note: we are not therapists. We cannot help you. All right.
Engineer, I think we need some bomb dropping music on that one. That was
wild.
crazy. So all of that was going on prior to you coming into the house.
Yes.
And of course, we're not privy to any of this.
Yeah.
So then you see this chick, Haley, come.
Well, the day before she comes,
The day
he
before
knows.
she comes.
He knows she's going to come. He comes up to me. He literally is like, I'm concerned. I feel like she's going to come. And I say to him, what's the problem? As long as you're nice, we're chilling. I don't have beef with this girl. I know her. I've been partied with her before. I saw her at a party. She came up to me. She's making sure we're cool. I'm like, we're cool, whatever. We have no beef. I have no problem with her. And I'm like, what's the problem? He's already anticipating something's gonna. I'm like, what's the problem? I'm not with you. Do what you want. We're chilling. Just don't start drama. And then she comes, and no, also, he cries. They didn't even, use that moment. He cries in my arms.
The tea is
He cries in my arms. I am holding him. I'm like, you're okay. I got you. I have had your back since day one, and I'm not going to stop. She rolls up, and he's like, well, I like to get turnt with her, so I'm not really sure I need you anymore.
That impression is spot on, by the way.
You
Forgot
can
to say
Uber
Gucci Gang
your
after that.
damn self home from the airport after this shit and find another place to live.
Ooh,
Fuck you.
Bombs dropping. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So, needless to say, you're not happy. That's what that sums up.
Not stoked.
You're not happy. Haley shows up, and she seems like a nice girl, but it seems like she kind of got caught up in this melee between him not being totally honest with you. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
the poor girl's just thrown in, and they're all making me look like I'm oh, Chris, I want Chris, but it was seriously,
Yeah.
it just, she got thrown in, and I was like, look, you do you. I didn't even trip. I was like, you be all over her, whatever. I'm gonna be over here doing my thing, reading, literally in the thing, I'm reading my Bible, chilling.
Yeah, I saw that.
And literally, they're making me look like I'm tripping. Little do they know, a week prior, if he had even seen me with another guy, he would trip. He would flip a shit. He saw me kiss a guy one time, lost his shit. And here I have to sit there, and he's grinding on her on the couch, all over her, making out with her, sleeping next to her, and I'm just sitting there I'm not even gonna Diamond trip.
Being the bigger person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So besides this beautiful relationship that you guys have, you feel like Chris started all this shit. You had nothing to do with it.
Of course I had. Of
Okay.
course I take part. Of
Okay.
course. I mean, there's always two sides to the story for sure. And like you see like the memes and the shit that's out about me. I'm like attitude, like slothed in attitude. Like I'm a big fucking pill to swallow. Like it takes a man to deal with this kind of woman, and I get that.
Okay.
But like, and I definitely did my part. You know, I'm a flirt, and in the beginning of our relationship, I'm still talking to my exes. Like I'm a big pain in the ass, but like I was so loyal to him, and he knew that. And in the end of the day, like when it came down to it, I would not touch another man. I would not be caught dead cheating on him, and he did cheat on me. So, like, in the end of the day, like, I know I'm a lot to handle, but damn, that's what you got 2 hands for. Figure it out.
Oh, wow.
Wow, soundbite. You got 2 hands, figure it out. She was taking them to his DJ sets, like holding the crates, like all of that. I had the crates with her, like, I got you. Like, that's crazy. And I'm glad that you're here to explain all that because you get to tell your side. Because obviously, we had no clue of any of that.
Zero
You know, you kind of come off as like, oh, what? You know, and then, you know, the bitter person, not knowing why you're bitter.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing behind why you're bitter.
Exactly. Everyone's like, she looks like she's just rejected and sad in the corner. I'm like,
Right.
the fuck?
Yeah. I think that's a good time to get into news and gossip
I think we have
because
to.
I think it's juicy already. And so, So,
Okay.
Melody, take away.
All right, let's just get right into it, you guys. I'm just gonna keep this short and simple because there's a lot of tweets going on. There's a lot of mean tweets going on. There's a lot of mean IG posts going on. But you know what I really hate is that they're posting and then deleting. But lucky for y'all, I know how to screenshot, and I do.
Get the receipts on them. Get the receipts
So
on them.
we're gonna start with Chelsko. Her and Chris have been going back and forth on Twitter. If you haven't seen, Chris blocked her, then unblocked her. But what I really didn't like, what really got under my skin, was this sort of meme calling her a man, and he went and posted that. But didn't have the balls to leave it up. He, you know, deleted it right away. Then wanted to apologize to the transgender community, but not Chelsko at all. Whatever. Wow. And then we have Tor'i, our beautiful Tor'i.
Oh my God.
This morning, you may have seen Angela post a little something saying, "Girl, you can keep him and his negative bank account. I'm good over here." Ooh. But then she deleted it.
Oh, wow.
I feel like that's enough for today, so they can go ahead and discuss. So make sure you guys tune in every week because I'm looking at these tweets, I'm looking at these comments, I'm screenshotting, and I will bring them here every week.
I saw the popcorn.
I
saw the popcorn.
Yeah, for real.
I saw the popcorn.
You know, I had to bring it up.
Oh.
So, Tor'i,
boy.
I actually
Great job,
commented
Melody.
on that tweet. Me too.
I see the little popcorn when she said negative bank account.
Yeah, I just said the shade. That's what I just said.
Is
She
MTV
came
not
for you.
cutting a check
Right.
or what's
I
going
mean,
on there?
TV paid me. I'm looking good. I'm living good. I
Okay.
work in the fitness community. I'm doing my thing.
So why would she post
I'm not
something
a
like
I'm
that?
not a ball player though. I don't make league money. I'm not out here, you know, in the NBA or in the MLB like the guys that slide in her DMs or who she's talking to.
Ooh, the
You know
life
what
is
I mean?
tough.
So,
the life
I
is tough.
mean-
I know. I feel that, brother.
I
feel
ain't
it.
got that. I'm an honest man making a hard working living, you know, and if she couldn't respect that, she couldn't respect that.
Yeah.
You know, but my bank account is not negative. Let's set it clear. It's not negative.
Direct
That's why
deposit job yesterday.
That's why she deleted it. Why you delete it?
Mine is because Chris spent it all.
Oh, poor Chris. So going to you, Chelsko. You know, you said you took care of him. It's you know I want to say this because in the beginning, when they're introducing everyone, he was touted as being an international DJ.
International.
Okay,
So
what is international?
Yeah.
Right, because I wanted to ask you that because I'm thinking an international DJ is going to have a little bit of money in their pockets. So you're saying does international, is he crossing like borders of LA? Like it goes from like North Hollywood to Melrose? Like I'm just wondering, like, does that kind of sectional, like crossing the street?
He may be an international DJ. I just missed those shows.
Oh.
You know, he loves what he does, and like, I'm not gonna bash his art, his, you know, what he does, and like, because I'm a struggling artist, we're all struggling artists. He had my back in every way that he could, and that's why I did like keep him around and like stick around for as long as I did, because I was like, I'm not one of those girls that's like, I need money, like you need to take care of me. Like, no, I was like, you take care of me by like suggesting like, do you want to go to Yogurtland for tasters? Like, the fact that you would think that I want that, that means something right there. I'm like, yeah, I do actually, you know. And just like, we had such good times with like no money. We didn't need that. And so it's like, you know, I'm not one to like bash his career. Like, he's doing it like all of us broke ass hardworking artists in this town, you know. And so like, yeah, like I had his back. I took care of him because I didn't have much either. Like, I'm not one out here being like, I'm rich. I'm like, no, I'm broke. Hello. I'm an artist too. I spent all my money on my music, all of it. Like, boom, 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 all of that shit, because that's what matters to me. And he was the same way. And like, so what I had, I gave to the relationship or the friendship or whatever it was. And so that's when it was like, what we have for each other is each other's backs.
I feel
so
that.
when I get you on this fucking show and then I show up and you get me kicked off, now you fucking have a problem. Now we have beef.
I see.
I don't think you took a breath.
Chelsko goes in.
she
I
does.
will say I commend Chelsko. She goes in. Like, when she's saying something, she's going to say it all the way through and make sure she's done before
I'm like a
she
mermaid.
leaves.
I look cute, but then I'll kill you if I want to.
I think we should go into a special segment. Do we have special segment music? I don't know. We've never done that.
No, we haven't.
We don't. She's like, the engineer's like, no. Can we
a
play
no.
like the Jeopardy? I don't know. Anyway, I want to go to Tor'i for this special segment because we kind of teased this at the beginning. But he got a little cozy with Faith.
Yeah, he wasn't
And,
that faithful.
Yeah.
Oh, word? I was in a relationship now?
You're right.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are in here calling it
Okay.
relationships.
Right.
So.
I didn't say
So look
that.
like
I
a
mean, run the
relationship
tape.
for me.
I will say this, and we talked about this before, and these reality shows, they do kind of come for you guys.
Oh, yeah,
and
100%.
you know as
Kinda.
well, Tyler,
Yes,
in regards to like, oh my gosh, she cheated on her. Wait, I've known this person 3 days. Like, I can't cheat on somebody I've known 3 days. Like,
Especially
come on,
with
like,
the person fighting with their ex.
Exactly.
Right when I walk on the beach.
Right.
And you're fighting with the girl over your ex. Come on now.
right.
Come on, that's silly.
Yeah.
I could see how maybe you have made a connection and you know you're vibing,
100.
but to call it you're in a relationship and now you're cheating on this person with someone else is a little too far. I will give you that. However, my friend, the booty body shots though, that's what I want to talk about because you did kind of go all the way in. Like,
Yeah, what that tongue do?
yeah,
I mean,
Like,
I went on a date with an amazing girl, great personality, good energy, and it was body shots. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. That's all I can sum it up to. I mean, when you're in it, you're in it. I mean, Faith is an amazing person, and her body is banging. So, I mean, I dove right in. I'm not going to lie about it.
When you guys came back to the house, Angela, did she not ask, like, what happened?
Well, we didn't really have time to talk about what happened just because we were
Smart.
going into the elimination following that date. So I wanted to really take the time to like set aside and bring Angela to the side and tell her what happened on that date, but we didn't get the opportunity to do that. And I also talked to Faith before entering the house, letting her know like, hey, I'm going to let Angela know. Let me do that service to her. But as you guys see, we get to the elimination and it all blows up into my face.
Yes,
Your
it
boy
does.
played you.
Yes,
Oh,
it does.
everybody played me that day. Chris played me. Corey played me. Man.
Yeah, you got played all the way around. I want to go back to the beginning because at the very beginning of the episode, we see Faith and you kind of being flirtatious.
Definitely.
So I feel like there was a little spark that started there, and then and again, and to make a good point, also in your defense, is that it wasn't like you took Faith and said, "Let's go in the corner and do some shots." You were told to go onto a date and have a good time on that date.
Definitely.
So, and you did not hesitate to have a good time.
I didn't. I mean, like I said, I love Faith as a person. When I saw her throughout the house, I was smiling, cheerful, but I went to the house making connections with good people. You know, that's why I went to the house. I wanted to see who was going to be a good fit for me, a good match for me, but unfortunately I wasn't on Are You the One? It wasn't set up to be like that. So, after I went through those situations, after I spoke with Faith, I guess, I kind of set myself up for that a little bit just because we were vibing so much. And we had a good connection on like a friendship level. And honestly, that went up through the roof on our date.
Tyler, you were on Are You the One?
I was. There
Very
we go.
recently. Have you ever, what has been your experience from what Tor'i was talking about kind of, going on a date and then kind of blowing up in your face?
So this is what happens on MTV. Anything that happens on the date, you got to come back and just scream it from the rafters because it'll blow up in the next event you guys have. I know whatever schedule you guys have, they try to push you through, but you got to say it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But I know they don't want you to do it, but like that's how it works. But I can see how you can have that friendship with somebody. I was with Nicole on my date, and even though we were friends first, like just the atmosphere, and you guys have the little setup that you guys MTV sets up for you.
Yeah.
It gets really romantic, and then things can happen.
It does.
You feel each other.
Yeah, for sure. It got like that, and I mean, like I said, I took advantage of the situation, and I had fun. I don't regret it at all. I was there for a reason. I went on a dating show. I wasn't in a relationship, so why not go out on a date and have fun with another person?
We'll talk about, you getting outed out during the elimination, which was kind of crazy. And this is when your voice, went up a few octaves. I remember that happening.
Opera singer all of a sudden.
Chelsko, what was the mood? Because obviously you had your situation going on. What was the mood at elimination just as a whole?
It was like the worst ever. It was like walking into again, a lion's den. I guess it's like my home now. No, it was just it was so tense. There was so much tension because everyone was pissed at everyone. I was walking on eggshells. Everyone was mad at Chris. Everyone was just mad. And it was just also they had us be quiet. We couldn't talk for an hour. What was it, hour or two
It was
prior?
quiet. It was quiet.
We
Silence.
were all heated, and I didn't know what was going on because I'm not one of the people eliminating everyone else, but they knew, and so they're all getting hot and heated, and they weren't allowed to talk about it, so it's just building, and then we go in, and we're just it was about to pop any moment, so that moment it did, it went and went and went and went,
Because this is the second time that you guys are now voting someone off, right? So there was a little bit of a strategy that was going on.
They tried, but they're too messy.
Right. And so it seemed like part of the house wanted to get rid of Alicia.
Yep.
And then part of the house, or based on your boy, wanted to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
Basically, the whole house wanted Alicia out. And Chris wanted me out. And the thing is that, again, they don't go over, is that he had, prior to that elimination, basically bribed me and was like, if we can be friends again, I will make sure you stay. And I refused to do it. So he, was like, okay, then I'm going to have you kicked off. And then he went around, and it wasn't until I didn't know. I was completely blindsided because I was chilling. I finally, because I was at a bad place with everyone when I came in the house because I came in so hot and I didn't think about anyone else. I was just so hurt that I was just defending myself. But I was finally in a good place with everybody, and it was until Corey comes up to me, and Corey's like, your boy's going around trying to get you kicked off. And I was like, the fuck? I didn't do anything to him. He's happily with Haley, and I'm like, y'all have fun. I'm going to be over here. If I find another boy, I'll be happy. Until that point, I'll be chilling, you know? And, so I'm, taken aback by, wait, everyone wants Alicia out, and you're trying to get me out? The fuck? And that's why everyone turned and got mad at him, because they're like, you're being a selfish little fucker if you're going to go around being like, I need my ex out. No, why? What am I doing to stop you, prevent you from being with Haley? By all fucking means, please clean out my garbage. I cannot take it anymore.
Take it out.
Okay.
So obviously we were going into that. Tor'i, going back to you, you were, again, blindsided by Corey, as we teased earlier. We saw where you talked to Corey. You talked about it.
We have a
What
quick
happened on the
question
tape.
about that. When you were talking to Corey, did you bring up the body shots, or did you say Faith likes me? Because that's what it looked like.
During that conversation, we talked a little bit about the date. I think I may have brought up body shots. They said that, or it aired that I said body shots, but I don't remember saying that to Corey. But he did say, hey, I think she has something for you. And I'm like, definitely she has something for me, because me and Faith have talked on numerous occasions, and she has been vocal and telling me, hey, I'm feeling you, I like you. And you know me, I kept my distance. I got Angela in my back pocket. I don't really want to disrupt that at all. You know, so I played it cool as long as I could. But Faith was going through it. She didn't have any connections at the time while we were in the house. She wanted to leave the house. You guys see a scene of Faith and I talking outside of the house, and it's basically me talking to her like, hey, you don't have to go. You know, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what they're going to throw our way. Maybe it's me and you on a date next. I don't know. But I want to give her a little bit of hope that things were going to go her way in that house. And I mean, like you guys see, it blew up in my face. You know, I can't be a good or nice guy in that situation.
Well, you can. I think you
You
played
still
off well.
took it really well. Like, yeah.
You come off really nice. He's for now, he's like the Tyler of the
Oh
show.
yeah, I see myself a lot in you, young son.
I see you too, man.
There you go.
See this? I see the similarities. They were talking earlier out of a good, nice guy conversation. How nice are you? I don't know. I'm kind of nice. I'm nice too, man. We should hang
No,
out.
they were sitting there when they were out there. Did somebody ask how tall you were? I thought, how tall are you? How tall are you?
I don't know.
Good conversations,
How much
good
you bitch?
vibes.
I don't know. You eat cotton candy? Me too. It's great. I don't know what nice guys talk about. Started spitting poems to each other.
I got a couple.
See, I do it. I do it. That's dope. So, being on the nice guy trip, I mean, to get you heated, it just didn't come out of nowhere.
No, it was you know, it compiled over time. You know, I get into a house.
Hours.
Yeah, like I get into a house, I think it's gonna be all good vibes. I'm gonna meet hot chicks. I'm gonna be on a vacation. I'm gonna be all good. And then you're telling me the girl I'm building with, her ex is showing up, and then she's going to argue with him, and then the girl he cheated with pops up on the beach. Like, come on, man, I'm done with this shit at that point. You know, like I was fed up at elimination, and everybody felt it. I told everybody not to say shit to me, and they didn't say shit. Everybody was quiet. I leave, and then they go, "Oh, take me home. I'm mad. I'm mad." No, like, come on now. I was fed up. You know, you don't treat people like that. And you know, I was happy to be there and meet new people and do what we did. But I mean, you don't need to act like how you're acting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got ratchet.
It kind of came off sort of. Some of the people come off as bullies this episode too. I wasn't.
We got
feeling that.
we got some mean people in the house.
Yeah.
You know, I really want to run it and have things go their way and just their way. And I mean, it's telling that your life is like that. You're used to things going your way and things being given to you.
Yeah.
It's hard.
You know, for me, I didn't like that.
Well, going back to, you know, talking about mean people, you know, going back to the Lisa situation and how she was kind of just treated overall. I don't think it was completely fair.
No, I mean, she has her thoughtiness to her.
Well, yeah.
But she doesn't need to be bullied.
And that's the thing. It's like you can, you know, we've seen her disagree with people on several shows. As we said, you know, she's been on several MTV shows. However, that being said, to stir up stuff for other people who have no relationship with her and have no knowledge even of her, and then to get them to be mad because you're mad, then that's where I think the lines are crossed.
Exactly.
Because then you come into this hostile environment, and most of these people you don't even know. You haven't done anything wrong too for them to be mad. So I think that was messed up on their part. And, you know, Angela seemed to be the spearheading of that. And Taylor, of course, but Angela was
egging Taylor.
She was egging Taylor.
That's your man.
Go over
That's
there.
your
Go
man.
over there. What you say last week, Taylor get rowdy. So she did kind of go over there and she peeked out the door.
I told you, rowdy.
Taylor's so sweet. She took it really well.
You said hood, right?
No. Taylor has
You
been
said rowdy.
training at MTV to be one of these ratchet girls because when on her season it was like level 1, then she came back on our season, it was level 2. Now she's level 3, and I don't know if she's gonna come back on the challenge or whatever. But I don't know if I'm ready for level 4.
I think she'll stay at level 3.
It's that level 3,
think so?
the rowdy level. Which maybe she'll get to the hood level.
Nah,
maybe.
she'll stay at
Rowdy.
I want to
I
see her
don't think
swing
so.
so bad.
But Angela was egging her on for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
For
Angela
sure.
was in her corner telling her to do this, telling her to do
Right.
that. And she was like that most of the season with a lot of people.
We should have a drinking
she's-
game to go get your man. And just rewatch it shot every time she says it.
Yeah, she said it a lot. Like, go get your man, go get your man. And if we took a shot right now for every time she said it, would be wasted.
It would be.
Yeah,
We'd be dead.
You said you'd be dead. Okay, so we're going to get into predictions in just a minute. But before we get into that, I want to go back to Chelsko because Chris does get called out on his scheming ways. And did you feel vindication with that, or did you feel like that was not enough?
I don't know. I'm not really like I'm not one to get back. Like I love how Angela has other girls' backs and is like, okay, it's on people, but I have a hard time. Like, I'm so, like, subtle. I mean, sometimes, obviously, as you've seen, I have my moments where I, like, speak out. But for the most part, like, I try not to get my revenge just because it's not my personality type and not from, like, where I'm from. I'm from, like, the beach where we smoke weed and talk it out and it's chill, And but karma has my back. So I was sitting there like, I knew it would happen. Like, I was just, chilling. Like, I did, like, when just seeing everyone turn on him, I was like, I told you guys. Like, I just, and it wasn't like, I don't want him hurt. I don't want to see him in pain. Like, I want my life to be happy. And if that means having to remove my best friend who's fucking me over to do that, then that's what I'm going to do. But it wasn't like, I want to see you miserable. Nah, like, but that always happens. Like, when he cheated on me, his laptop got broken, and the girl he cheated with sold his DJ equipment on eBay.
Okay.
So, like, karma has our backs, and, like, we all got to know that. Like, there's no reason to, like, get revenge and get all up and bothered, Like, I don't want to see him miserable. He's doing well. He's, like, whatever. Like, that's good. But, like, if you're going to, like, hurt me, you're going to get hurt. Like, that's how it works. Everything goes around. It's energy.
I believe that. Give it up for Chelsko dropping knowledge.
Keeping it real.
All right. Keeping it all the way real. That being said, let's get into our predictions. Let's do that.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I'm gonna go to our guest host first, Mr. Tyler.
All right.
What do you predict going into? I mean, we saw how this episode ended very heated.
And I was so right about what happens next week, by the way.
Oh yeah, bring that back up.
I already said somebody was gonna hook up with their ex. I said somebody in the studio, and it was Angela or Taylor, and we see Angela with her tongue down Derek's throat.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she told me nothing was there. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. Ooh.
Okay.
So that does happen. We do see that for sure. So that's going to happen. And it seemed like, and that was like right after.
Exactly right after my date.
Wow.
Like, she
So do you
hopped on
feel like
that.
she was just waiting for the opportunity to kiss Derek?
Dude, she was plotting from the beginning to get back with Derek, in my opinion. I mean, the way she was moving with me, it just seemed, now looking back on the situation, it seemed more vicious and malicious as she was trying to get back at Derek and have him see her with someone else. So, like, for her to move so quickly with me, now I'm coming full circle with it. And it's like, girl, you were playing me. Like, I got played on national TV. You're talking to your ex and you're about to get back with him on this show. Like, come on now. You didn't really rock with me. You didn't want me.
Wow.
Going back to you, Tyler.
Yeah.
What else do you think is going to pop
I
off?
think Taylor, we're gonna see some level 4, level 5
You're
stuff.
not.
I think
That's a good one. No, that's a
Level
good
4
one.
is hood. She's not. Rowdy.
She's going to stay around.
Rowdy.
I don't know because Alicia's there. They're not meshing as we can see, and Taylor just has this newfound courage. I don't know where she
Do you
got
think it's
from.
from Angela?
It's nice to have a little like dog barking in the background. But I think that's gonna be a fight. I think there's gonna be something nasty happen there.
Okay. I think that Alicia is not going to stay silent. I think that she took a beating, coming into the house from Angela, from everybody. But I think she's going to, in this next episode at least, she's going to fight back.
Level 4?
Like, yeah, I think she might get to, I think she's already.
She's already. We can call her a hood.
Yeah,
we can.
Yeah, I think she might go level 5 because we do, going back to our first episode, and speaking of our first guest, Angela, she did say that there was a confrontation
Yes, she did.
in the house at some point. So if it's not next episode, it may be the one after. But obviously, we're going to see,
We'll see if
something
anyone,
jump off.
mops anyone with the floor.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
I'm
But-
hopeful.
You're funny.
I'm with you.
I mean, we want the drama, right?
Yeah, for
we want the
sure.
drama. But I love how this season is and how I feel like every episode it keeps building and it
Yeah.
keeps giving us more and more and the drama keeps intensifying and we
Right.
start seeing and these exes start coming in. Pretty soon, you're going to have like 5 exes, on the show or something. And we haven't seen an ex from Tor'i yet.
You
so
haven't. You guys are in.
I just
for some
hope you
great
remain
things.
the nice
Yeah,
guy in the show. You're
yeah.
gonna disappoint me otherwise.
You'll see.
You'll hear me
Okay.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice guys. Nice guys
You're
finish
in for
first.
lots of surprises.
Yeah, we know that with
Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah.
We finish
It's going down. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been our show. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. We want to thank everyone that was in the live chat. Sorry we couldn't get to you this particular episode, but thank you for those that were in there and that were chatting away. Again, I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves, and you can find me everywhere on social media at The Poet Saint all day, every day. And you can check out my website, stayonthemic.com. Melody Rose, where are you at?
You guys can follow me everywhere at Melody_Rose.
Yeah.
You can follow me at Tyler everything. That's
Everything.
it. Go.
Nice.
Go.
All right, Tor'i.
Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Bionic Brooks. You already know where to find me.
Yeah.
And I'm at Chelsko Official everywhere. Check out my new music video because I really like it.
Yes, and that's on iTunes, right?
It's going to be on YouTube. Just Chelsko. There's not another Chelsko with a K.
Right.
There's only one, baby.
Chelsko with the K.
Okay,
Chelsko
gotcha.
with the K.
Yeah.
Yes.
And make sure you tune in next week because, we're going to have more guests. We're going to have more surprises. It's going down. And Melody Rose is beautiful. So,
Yeah.
boom.
Whoop, whoop.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.